Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. It's a warm morning and the sun is quite making its presence. So I thought I should share a very fresh insight that has been living with me for the past some weeks, and I thought it would be also nice as a change, because from the past videos we've been quite focused on time and we have talked a lot about it. So maybe today we could talk about something a little bit different and something that you can observe in your everyday life as well, which is actually usual in our channel. We always try to focus on things that we can relate to everyday life. So today I would like to share that our senses are a kind of relation makers. You know, our senses create connections, relations of the world with us. Okay, so in a way, when I look at this beautiful field, when I hear the sound of the breeze, the leaves, the uh, the birds having their morning rituals, that very detection, that very observation by my senses is a relationship. So I am related to everything that I see. I am related to everything I hear. So I'm related to everything, to all the information that my five senses are bringing to me. So our senses are connecting us to the world around us. I know it's a general perception and observation that, not observation, it's a general perception, a general belief that the world is separate from us. We are an entity living inside the world and we are all separate. But with a few good arguments, a few good observations, I think this notion can be easily dropped, can be easily shaken off. And I would present a few of those arguments in front of you, and maybe you would consider to listen to them. So the first argument I'm trying to present is that when you are related to something, then there is no difference between you and that. Okay? When two things are related, then they become one. That is the whole point of being related. Okay? Generally, we believe that two things can be connected and still stay two different things. Okay? And it's an old trick that our mind has lived with. It's an old illusion our mind has lived with, because the mind wants to sustain its own identity, sustain its own existence. If the mind believes that by making a connection, it stops existing, then the mind doesn't like this notion very much, because the mind really wants to keep its identity quite strong. So, but if you look at it from an open mind, from an open observation, it's very obvious to see that when two things, if they are not in contact with each other, they are two different things. But the moment they touch each other, the moment they come in contact, that touch makes them, at that point of touch, there is no difference between the left and the right. They are one because they are together. Another way of looking at it is if you look at a map, okay? There are two countries and there's a border between them. So at the point of the border, where the border line is going on, there is neither this country nor that country. There is just the line of division. It is that line which is joining both of them. So none of the two countries exist on that line. on the left and on the right of that line, two different things could exist. But when they come in contact, when they are touching, they cannot be two different. There is only one unity that exists. Okay? So this is my first argument, that when you come in contact with something, when you make a relationship with something, you and that thing become one. Okay? And the evidence for that you do become one, is that the other thing starts affecting you. Okay? When two things are totally not connected, if I do this is totally not affected by it. It doesn't really care what happens here. But when they are joined together, if I try to move one, it would also move the other. Okay? So, first of all, I said that relationship involves union, involves integration, and then only one remains. And after integration, an effect on one and the effect on the other is simultaneous. And that is the evidence that they are integrated. If you affect this one, this is also affected. So it means they are actually one system. They are together. Just as if I affect the sun, the earth also gets affected, because they are connected by the force of gravity, for example. Okay? So gravity is a connection between earth and sun. So visually someone can say earth and sun are two separate things, but actually they are not. They are bound together. If I affect the sun, the earth gets affected as well. So in the same sense, union or integration makes sure that the two don't exist anymore. And the evidence for integration is the fact that one can affect the other. That's the evidence of integration. In the same way, when I make a relationship with this world, with my five senses, okay, then the question arises, is a relationship being formed with the world or not? If no relationship exists between me and the world, just by the act of looking, then the world cannot affect me. Okay? This is what I discussed in the beginning, that if there is no relationship forming, then one doesn't affect the other. Okay? So when I look at the world with my eyes, and that very action of looking, if that very action is not creating a relationship, then the world cannot affect me. Okay? Then anything happens in the world, I'm not affected by it. But if the world is affecting me, then it surely is an evidence that me and the world are connected. That's why the world can affect me and I can affect the world. Okay? So what could be the examples of the world being in a way affecting you? Your friend standing 20 meters away from you throws a stone at you. Okay? So there is no direct relationship between you and your friend, at least as you think in the normal sense. But you look at your friend, and that establishes a relationship, a connection. And your friend does something there, but you are affected by that action straight away. Your friend tries to throw a stone at you. You see that he's throwing a stone or a ball to catch. That very seeing makes you do something. I hope you're with me. Okay? That very seeing of your friend's action makes you do something. Okay? The shooting star in the night is light years away from you. It could be further in a different galaxy. But a movement in that star affects you. You understand? It could make you happy. It could make you sad. It could do different kinds of things. So, my argument is, because it's affecting you, it shows that there is a relationship established just by the act of looking, just by the senses sensing something. This is already a proof of relationship with the world. In the same way, when someone calls your name, maybe 100 meters away from you, you react instantly. You act instantly. So an action that has happened quite away from you still makes you affected by it. Okay? So the effect and the action are not apart, actually. It visually looks as if your friend is away from you and he's not connected to you. But that sound has created a connection. And at that instant of connection, your friend's voice and your listening of that voice is one. Which is why an action which is taking place 100 meters away is making you act here. The same can be for touch, and the same can be for any of the senses. Okay? So, my central point for today is that the senses are a connection to the world. We getting connected to the world. And the moment we get connected to the world, then do we exist? I hope you're because our argument is when two things get connected, neither this remains nor that remains. Only whatever the connection forms remains. The union remains. The unity remains. Okay? So when you realize that you are connected to this world through your five senses, okay? The only way to be totally disconnected to the world is to turn off all your five senses. Then you are totally disconnected to the world. Okay? But the moment you are connected to the world through your five senses, then a relationship is already formed with the world and you, between you and the world. And this relationship is the evidence that you and the world are actually one. Because relationship means that, by its very definition, that when two things are related, they become one. Okay? And different things affecting us are evidence of it. Because we have become one, all the things in the world affect us, and then we affect all those things. You understand? A flower 50 meters away from me, I look at it. Just by looking at it, I create a relationship. Okay? And then that flower starts affecting me. It brings a smile on my face. Okay? It makes me feel great with its beautiful perfume. And then the flower is affecting me. Even though physically we look like we are apart. Okay? We are one, actually. Me and the flower are one when I'm looking and smelling it. At that moment, me and the flower are one. And then I try to take that flower. So I start to affect the world as well. Okay? So the world affects me and I affect the world. But the moment we join a relationship, we can see that I am the world and the world is me. Now this is where you wouldn't digest what I have said. You wouldn't walk with me. Okay, till now everything has fallen quite rationally, quite logically, but if you would follow the logic, this is what actually remains, it comes to, that the relationships brings an equality, a union, a join. So when I get connected to the world with my senses, I'm part of the world and the world is part of me. Because we both affect each other. Okay? And when that happens, then the world is acting on the world, because I am also the world, and what I see around me is also the world. So the world is affecting on me, which is also world, because I am part of the world, and I am affecting on the world. So it's a play, it's an interplay of the world alone. The world is shaking and moving and making different patterns in itself. Okay? I hope you are with me. So, to join all our arguments together, we say that relationship, observation creates relationship. Relationship ensures that two have become one. Relationship means that, to have unity. And the moment unity has happened, what is the evidence of that? This starts affecting this. That's the proof that union is there. When I try to turn this, the other is also turned. Okay, so observation creates relationship. Relationship means union. What is the evidence of that? One starts affecting the other. It means they are together, they are united. Okay, and then I see I am affected by the world is affecting me, and I am affecting the world. It means me and world must be in a relationship, and that relationship is for sure established by my senses, because my senses can detect everything, and then my senses can act according to that detection by the world. Okay, so overall the world is acting through you. Okay, for simplification, for living the life, and for simplification of distribution of resources among ourselves, we can name ourselves A, B, C, D, this country, that country, for simplification of executing the life. But actually, the world is acting through you. If the world stops giving information to your senses, okay, then your senses will not detect anything. And if your senses don't detect anything, you cannot act. The basis of action, the basis of all your action, is what your senses detect. When your senses hear your name, you turn around, right? When your eyes see the time is 9 o'clock, I have to catch a train, and you act, right? But if the world stops providing all this information to your senses, then your senses are useless. And without the senses, you cannot act. Senses are the basis of action. I hope you're with me, right? So you cannot act without senses. The senses cannot do anything without external information given by the world. So basically, the world gives all that external information. That external information is processed by your senses, and an image of the world is created. And according to that, you start acting. Okay? So the world comes to you and comes out of you. The world is acting through you. There is no you who is acting. Okay? I hope you are feeling the gravity of the statement. And we have not used any super mysterious words of super consciousness, higher power, or anything like that. It's very simple and logical, even from the senses point of view. Okay? Your senses can only detect change. Any instrument in the world can only detect change. If there is no change, any instrument is useless. Okay? So you can test it. If you close your eyes become useless, because no information is going inside of them, and actually they are useless. You just have a blank, dark wall in front of you. You understand? So the senses create your relationship with this world. And because of that relationship, the world is acting through you. Or I can even remove you from the picture, and I can only say the world is acting. This is the play of the world. Just as the wind is blowing, in the same way I am speaking. In the same way you are listening. In the same way you will make your breakfast. In the same way you will choose to make an investment on the stocks. In the same way someone will decide to go on a war with someone else. Okay? So you are not special anywhere in this whole play. It's all just the world acting through you, and then the world acts upon you. It's just that. Just like the tides coming in and going, and it's just going on, just going on. I hope you were able to get something out of this. Just like the beauty of this tree is affecting me right now. The information is coming from this tree to me. Okay? If this tree's information doesn't reach me, how can I act? At the moment, I see the tree, and because of that, I can think of 10 actions. I will water the tree, I will climb the tree, I will maybe pluck a few leaves from the tree, or this is a beautiful tree, or it's an ugly. Hundreds of things happen because the world brings that information to you. So the world is acting through you, or only the world is acting. There is no you. So please observe this in your life. Please observe this very carefully, and then you would see that we haven't fantasized anything, that we haven't said anything illogical, we haven't pushed ourselves into the field of mystery or anything. It's very logical, it's very evident right in front of you, and probably that's why we miss it completely. So, have a beautiful weekend, and let's meet next time.